Most of the ground is already saturated from yesterday's rain, and to add to the headache for many homeowners, some of you woke up to find water in your basements.
Yeah, 41 Action News reporter Nick Starling talked with the experts about what you can do ahead of tonight's rain. So, Nick, what did they tell you?
Well, Kevin, to prevent water from going inside your basement, experts say to really focus on what's outside your house, like making sure your gutters are clear. Also, make sure your landscaping around your house is in a certain way to make sure no water.
It's the third house call of the day for this AFC cleaning and restoration crew. Drying up water that seeped into the basement of this Mission Hills home.
This one happened to be a combination also of erosion and a driveway that was pointed directly towards the house, and there's nowhere for that water to go except around the foundation and eventually into the basement.
This basement has carpeting, making this mission slightly more challenging.
Carpet just makes it more difficult, more time consuming, and more expensive to dry.
So what should you know to prevent something like this from happening to you?
Gutters are the #1 issue that we find. In the last few days, this rain, it's been gutters being filled up that are flooding around, and the downspouts just can't take care of it.
Also keep in mind what surrounds your house.
Something that gets forgot a lot is around the foundation, looking for that gap between the last time the house was painted and the sod or the soil around the bottom. If you see more concrete than you do paint, it's probably an indicator that you probably need to add more soil.
Finally, it's one of the easiest things to do to prevent your basement from flooding.
Making sure that your sump pump is actually plugged in. We get called out to a lot of times 4 or 5 inches of water in the basement, and we walk over and the sump pump is literally not even hooked up.
And another thing this company wants you to keep in mind is that sometimes there's a misconception between basement flooding and flood insurance. He says a lot of insurance doesn't really cover sump pump failure, so you should check with your insurance agent to make sure it does. Reporting live in Kansas City, Missouri, Nick Starling, 41 Action News.